So when Ron Robert was 81 years old, he decided to enroll in university. The idea had long been on his bucket list, but it wasn't until he was diagnosed with dementia that he decided to take the plunge. Now, he's challenging the way that people view the condition in a very powerful way. He joins me from London, Ontario, along with the Director of Education at the Alzheimer's Society of Canada, Mary Schultz. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
Well, thank you for having us.
Ron, we're going to start with you. You're part of the Alzheimer's Society campaign titled, "Yes, I Live with Dementia. Let me help you understand." What role do you play in the campaign, and what has your experience in university been like so far?
Well, my role basically is just to let people know that it's not the end of the world when you get diagnosed with Alzheimer's. You've got to fight back. Just to sit back and do nothing about it, excuse me, is the worst thing you can do. When I got diagnosed, I was a bit of shock. I shouldn't have been, because I had two brothers that passed away with Alzheimer's, but I was. And I really didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I had to do something. First thing I did was get in shape, and then I enrolled in university, and I'm loving it. I really enjoy being at the university. Taking the classes certainly helps a lot, and I feel much better about that. But the social aspect of it is also very important, and it keeps me upbeat, and I think that's really important.
Mary, in a survey commissioned by the Alzheimer's Society last year, 1 in 4 Canadians said they would feel ashamed or embarrassed if they had dementia. 1 in 5 admitted to using derogatory or stigmatizing language about the disorder. Why do you believe that these stigmas exist and this negative perception about Alzheimer's and dementia is there?
Well, certainly Canadians fear a form of dementia, Alzheimer's being one of the most common. But what we understand is that stigma is really about fear, and it's about understanding that people with dementia really can live full and meaningful lives. But when we think about someone with dementia, we don't think about someone like Ron. We tend to think about someone who's at the end of the disease, perhaps unable to speak, perhaps living in a nursing home. And while it is a disease that gets worse over time, people with dementia can live long, meaningful lives, 10, 15, even more years. And they're living in my community and they're living in yours. And so it's really about including them, welcoming them, and making them feel like they still are part of our communities.
Absolutely. Ron, the whole point of the campaign is to ultimately increase awareness around dementia. What do you want people at home to know about the disorder and your experience with it?
Well, from my point of view, I think it's everybody's business. It's going to affect pretty well every family in Canada one way or another, whether you've got dementia, or whether your parents or your grandparents, your neighbors, whatever. But we're all going to be touched by it. And the better prepared you are by talking to people at the Alzheimer's Society, the better you'll be able to deal with that problem. So I just say get out there and learn about Alzheimer's and be aware that it can affect you. And like I said, chances are it will down the road. I particularly like speaking to a lot of the young people, like at the university. I remind them of the same thing. But I must say that those young people at the university are bright, really caring, and they are looking into these things, and I'm really pleased with all of that.
Ron, it's so great to hear your experience. Mary, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thank you.
It's a conversation that has to happen, and the more we talk about it, the less afraid we are.
Absolutely. Thank you.